From the book of Luke, chapter 2, verse 7. And she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn. I don't know about you guys, but I've been thinking a lot about refugees in the months leading up to this. And that stable was a refuge for Mary and Joseph and the baby Jesus. They weren't refugees. They traveled to Bethlehem because the government told them to. They were requiring a census. But they still needed a refuge. They were in a tough spot. They needed refuge. And I always wonder what that innkeeper thought. What made him choose to let them have his stable? This is one of the places where I wish the Bible had a little more backstory. I want to know more about this guy. Why did he make this decision? Because no was much easier to say. They moved into that stable, and there were a lot of other goings on. I'm sure that was a huge inconvenience for him. We can assume that many others turned them away, so what was different about this man? But it doesn't matter, does it? Because God used the innkeeper to make a refuge for Mary and Joseph so that Jesus would be born in Bethlehem and prophecies that were hundreds of years old would be fulfilled. God's promises are always sure and true. So as I've been thinking about refugees, there are so many of them all over the world. Every single one of them, just like every single one of us, only wants a safe place to lay your head. But it's hard to come by for far too many people. I doubt that I would ever get the opportunity to offer a place to a refugee, but I know that God uses our home as a refuge for many people that we encounter in our daily lives. He has given Paul and I opportunities to be a refuge for a meal, for a night, for a couple of weeks, for months. We've been a refuge for family members, for friends, for acquaintances, for the girls' friends. I can't even count. I've completely lost track. Each time, I know that God is using us to do His work of offering refuge. He is my refuge in any circumstance. How can I do less than offer refuge as I am able?